Howdy folks, Griffin here. Welcome to the Bootpack Show. It's a podcast about humans that snowboard, and I just interview my friends in my basement. It comes out every Monday this winter. You can listen if you want to, or you can go on YouTube and watch it. And if you're listening or tuned in either on your big screen, your little phone, maybe you're like in 7th grade watching when you're supposed to listen to the teacher, or you can just plug in the headphones and listen to your favorite snowboarders talk about random shit that's maybe not even snowboarding. So yeah, that's why we started this project. It's been a little side gig for me, Jeremy Thornburg, filmer Lick the Cat, Bob Plum Photo, the best and loudest photographer in the biz, and myself, yours truly, Griffin Siebert. So thanks for tuning in, and we will see you every Monday this winter. On our first episode of the Bootpack Show, we have Jeremy Jones, the Gibber Jeremy Jones, TRJJ. Huge influence to me growing up, especially from Salt Lake. I feel like him and JP ran the whole snowboard scene, and they have some incredible stories. And Jeremy's lived through a lot, from breaking both his legs in avalanche, living through the good glory days, the Forum 8, and many more. So tune into the show, listen to him fight a bum for his stuff back, talk about the Nixon Jib Fest, and everything else for all you little snowboard nerds out there like myself. So thanks for tuning in, and I hope you enjoy the first episode of the Bootpack Show. All right. Welcome to the Bootpack Show. We got Jeremy Jones, a legend in the making.
Yeah.
It's already been made for years. How you doing, dude?
Good, man. Hyped on the Bootpack.
Oh yeah, dude. We're here.
Tight.
We're doing it. Ghetto style. Passion project. I wore my Destroyer shirt, dude.
Thanks
for you.
The love,
I'm schmoozing
doggy.
the boss here.
Yeah.
Tell me about Destroyer.
Just a company you got going now. Just equipment is
Who's
what we're
just
calling
you
it.
and
Me and a guy named Mike Nelson.
Nice.
Yeah. So he kind of started it in 2009. He had to put it on ice for a few reasons with some other jobs that he had, and he just couldn't give it the time.
Did he design the electric helmets too?
Yeah, so Electric brought him on to do watches and helmets originally. And
Nice.
So when they cut all that out, it sort of cut his position out. Not really. He could probably stayed there. I'm sure they could have worked it out, but he kind of saw it as that's what he wanted to do,
Totally.
and he'd put so much time into it, and then
Might as well keep the ball rolling.
just wanted to keep it rolling. So
No, it's been awesome, dude.
yeah, he talked to me, and so that's our jam now. We're just trying to get it off the ground, and
You guys are killing it so far. I feel
We're
like it's a
trying.
good niche to jump into.
we're trying to just have it be image, kind of
totally
driving it at first, and then
make helmets cool. They should be
Yeah.
cool.
I mean, they're pretty
hit
cool
my
these
head,
days,
dude,
it
I'm
seems like.
Why do I not have one on? You get
I
so
know,
pissed.
I
I'm
know.
Like, I'm wearing it.
They're hard to be cool, but they're
It's
pretty
important.
cool.
Definitely super
Yeah.
cool when you want your brain.
Yeah,
for
they
the
can
rest
save
of
you,
your
no
life.
doubt.
You just got surgery, huh? Got the pin.
Yeah, so January, busted both legs up pretty good,
Yeah.
kind of exploded them, and then 8 months later I just went and got a bunch of hardware out, so I'm a little limpy today.
Oh
but
man, how many screws?
I got 8 out, and there's 19 in there, so I
Is
still
there
have
still some in?
Yeah, I still have a plate with a grip of screws.
Is it
and then
both bones, tib, fib?
Tib fib in the right, and then tib. It was tib fib in the left, but the fib was
Is that
just
the
a
small one.
yeah, and it was just a fracture, so they didn't have to do anything to that. So
That's good.
rods through each tib, and
The ligaments were good, or are they?
ligaments were good,
Mangled?
and joints were good, and
Damn,
all that
just
was
shins.
yeah, just shins.
Kind
Just
of crazy, yeah.
I had yeah. I
How
think
weird!
they were in 12 pieces or something.
Yeah, I don't know
so-
about you. When I broke my femur, it didn't even hurt that bad. You're in such bad shock or something. I don't know what.
Yeah,
it
I mean, when mine happened, there was so much going on.
Yeah.
It was all I was doing is, okay, I gotta.
stay warm.
Yeah, I'm in the middle of the
yeah.
backcountry. I have a great crew, but it's
Yeah.
time to
We need to get
tell
to
my
the
brain how
hospital.
long I need to be alive, because I don't know how long I'll be out here, type
It's
of
so
thing.
heavy.
So
Well, I've been stoked to see you skating and all that.
we're getting there. It's slow.
It's so rad. Just
Skating's
just a
brutal.
simple even doing an ollie though feels so good. when
Oh,
you have,
man.
have it taken away from you.
Learning to push, and
Yeah,
that was a sad thing to realize I couldn't push.
yeah.
you're just like...
Was it just too stiff? Like your
It was
foot?
too stiff and just didn't have the balance and the control to like switch from one foot to the other.
It's a lot of, I feel like you don't realize it.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah.
Just in a push.
Even just your other foot balancing.
Absolutely.
You're like doing it both at once.
And it's like, and you know, skating for 30 years and then you're just like, I can't skate.
Yeah.
That's the worst. That's like what I feel like my whole life is based on, is like
devastating.
A skater, you know, and then, so I don't know.
Well, at least it's gonna like come back.
It's coming back.
It's not like one of those ones where you see people and it's like they actually can't anymore. It's like pretty heavy.
Yeah.
But it also, I feel like one thing with injuries for me, it like teaches you that skateboarding and snowboarding like makes your life better, but you don't need it to live. I don't know, it's like a weird thing.
Right.
But like it's better with it in your life. Then you're like, oh, I can do this other stuff too. Yeah. And then I come back and it makes me happier in the long run.
For sure, I agree.
You've been seeing Dan massaging you?
Yeah, I see Dan once a week for the most part, unless I'm not in town. But yeah, he's been my dude for 20 years, so he's like...
Yeah, the Salt Lake guru for the listeners. He's like this dude that knows the body better than most, I feel like.
I think better than, most. But I contribute me being able to do what I've been able to do. You met him before, like
everyone, I feel like.
Yeah, I was the first one in there, and then I saw him for about 5 or 6 years, and then I started getting JP and Seth in, and then...
No, it's like everyone.
Then it
was funny when I went into... I was like, I feel like it's going to be inevitable. I'm going to have to go into him one day. When I went in, he like checked if my rib was broken. He had this little like dinger, like ding!
Yeah,
put the thing on
the
my
cowboy
bone.
X-ray. Yeah.
So sick. But yeah, he was like asking me about all these like people. I was like, how you know everyone, huh? This is insane. He's like, oh, how's Sam's knee? How's Dez's back?
Yeah. Well, he's got like a program too. Like if you're a snowboarder and you go in there, he's going to run you through this sort of interview process that you don't even know about to see if he's down with you or not.
Whoa.
It's serious. And then I'll go in with him and he's like, yeah, do you know Griff? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, so what do you think? And he like cross-checks his opinion with mine, you know. It's so funny.
That's epic. Yeah, he was telling me, he's like, dude, you gotta have a knife on you all the time. You never know what you're gonna get into. I was like, all right, dude, I'm on it.
Yeah, he's my mental and physical therapist, I think.
He's the man.
Yeah.
I love his off. You roll up and you're like, whoa, this place is kind of crazy.
Just like grandma's closet.
Yeah, dude.
Totally.
Like the most insane shit on the walls. You're like not ready for it.
A little pack rat.
So growing up in Salt Lake, you skate or snowboard first?
I skated first.
And you grew up in, like, what high school did you
I was in Farmington
so
all my elementary years, and then high school was just sort of moving south. So.
Okay, nice. And then you just skated in Salt Lake?
Yeah, skated in Farmington. I skied a little, you know, with the family a couple times a year, and
Brighton?
they were into it. Brighton.
Beginning?
Yeah, Brighton and Wolf Mountain, you know,
which
old
is the canyons.
So that was kind of the first thing, and then started skating, and it was only a year of skating before I was like, I got to figure out how to skate in the winter.
Yeah, especially here.
Yeah, you're just like, how are you doing this? And it sucks slamming your hands and
on the salt, just grinding salt into your palms.
So I just pulled truck and wheel and
ran
an inner tube and nailed it to the board. And my friend had a goalie in the backyard, and so that was year 2 of skating.
So this is just a deck?
Just a skate
deck,
with
like a bike tube?
Yeah.
No way.
And and the decks then were like no nose.
And you heard like about snowboarding already?
I hadn't really seen it. I mean, I must have known about it somehow, because I don't think I would have just invented that, you know.
And it was one of those old decks, like you were saying.
It was an old deck, so it had a big square nose, you know, because that's how the tails were.
Yeah, like the Pal Peralta board.
And then what was the tail as a snowboard was just a tiny little nub thing, you know.
Yeah.
But he had a goalie, and we just bomb it, and then we just thought we struck gold, so it was like all winter long we were just on our boards bombing that goalie anytime it snowed. And
are we talking hard pack? Are we talking like Pal?
Like hard pack, because it's suburbia, you know, so it's like we're dealing with the snow there. It used to snow quite a bit more.
Dude, even when I was little in Park City, it was like, I remember
head high.
Maybe I was little, and
you were little, but it was still head high. Like that's still 3 or 4 feet.
It was
of snow,
so much snow always.
Yeah,
like no doubt until like April, May.
Totally.
Now it's like maybe we have snow on the ground.
Yeah.
It's kinda trippy.
So that was different, but that's all we had, and then we just started shoveling. Day 2, it's like, let's see if we can catch some air, and
Epic.
let's see if we can get all the way down without falling. So we just challenge each other.
Yeah. Rad.
I think it was the year 3 that I got.
So you did that for 3 years?
Well, two seasons, and then
the third
halfway.
Season
So that was the third. Would have been the third season from starting skating. So I guess second season snowboarding, and then halfway through the second season, I got like a black snow edge, and
I don't even know what that is.
It was an edge. That was like the sickest board you could get without buying like a good board.
Okay. Yeah.
Because they had metal edges, but you could get them at Target or whatever existed back then.
Huh.
I don't know what it was. Maybe it was Target.
And you could ride those at Brighton or not yet?
Yeah, you could, because they had a metal edge and you just needed a leash. So.
Okay. Yeah, I remember Brighton back in the day when I was younger was like Savage Leash. Police.
Oh yeah, they ran Savage Leash for so long.
I remember having to I was little and I was like, what the hell is this? Yeah. I'd find something to
I swear it was 5 years
ago.
ago I remember leash battling one of those guys once, and I'm like, really? You're still bringing that up?
Yeah. Come on, the leash is like this is not coming off. The skis are going to come off.
Right.
Way before my board.
For sure.
Then when did you meet I feel like all the OG Brighton dudes like JP, Noah, Brandon?
That was all kind of the same time. I mean, that was junior high, so that was like
that was down
6th,
here?
7th, 8th was sort of was it 8th into 9th grade.
And you lived further south?
And that was in Farmington now.
Okay.
So JP moved from pretty much this neighborhood, Salt Lake, and his parents moved up, or his mom moved up to Farmington, and then I was walking home from my girlfriend's house and I met JP.
Girlfriend 8th grade. Nice.
Yeah. I was, we were doing it. I was getting it done first before I started skating, because then it was nothing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he was skating my curb at Smith's, and I was like, who is this dude? And he just had blonde ponytail, and I just walked up to him and I was like, what's up, dude? You're kind of skating my style,
Like, this is my curve.
Yeah, and he was like nose pick indies off, and it was sick. And then from there I just went, he told me where he lived, so I went and swung by 2 days later and swooped him, said I'm going downtown, and then I took him downtown Farmington and met up with all the boys like Mitch and Brandon Bybee.
Because Seth lived down here, right?
Seth was out here and we didn't know him yet.
Okay.
So that's a little further down.
Yeah. This is
pre-Seth. Yeah, pre-Seth now. So that was it.
Crazy. It's like Destiny style.
Yeah, that was our crew. It just kind of formed right there.
I love how random things will just happen like that. Boom, best friend.
Yeah.
And then you guys just rode Brighton. I feel like it was you guys cliff dropping PAL before the whole jibbing thing. It seems like.
Yeah, we were doing that, and I mean we had, and it was always Mitch's backyard too. So same thing. There was always a bit more snow, so it was never a ton, but I feel like we always had a foot to work with.
Definitely.
So Mitch, we had fun boxes where it was like a tabletop where we could actually catch air, and we had 20-foot pipes on the ground, and
epic.
we'd just use our skate stuff and use it as snow stuff.
Definitely.
And then we had the mine shafts up above his house, and Mitch's mom would shuttle us in Farmington.
Wow.
So we'd get these shuttle runs, car laps, down to Mitch's backyard from the mine pit. So yeah, it was sick.
Dude.
So our weekdays were stacked. It was constantly, that was our shred.
It's like either you're at the mountain or you're in the backyard.
Yeah.
God, that rules.
Yeah, it was tight.
And then when I feel like Brighton days, even Josh would tell me back in the day he wouldn't go up unless it snowed more than 8 inches or something. He'd wake up at noon.
Yeah. We definitely had that phase where it was that was probably more where the pro-ness started to kick in.
Yeah.
Because then we were filming more and shooting more and getting phone calls more.
Rob's added into the mix at this point?
Yeah, that would be almost Rob.
Okay.
This is kind of right. Yeah, I mean, I guess we're getting to know sort of all of them at this point. Rob and Andy.
Okay.
We're hanging out with Brad Chaffel a little bit. We're seeing Brandon Ruff, Tonino, all those OGs,
And they grew up here, right?
Yeah, they all grew up here in Sandy. So they were the South kids, and we were up north.
Nice.
And so we started merging that.
Combined.
Yeah. And we were always scared of those guys. Like Tonino was.
Oh, dude, you're
like we were terrified of that dude. Like long dreads, and he
had dreads.
He was always yelling, and we're just like, this guy's gonna kill us.
Dreads? No, he did not.
Yeah, he had long dreads, dude.
Oh my god, I had no idea.
Yeah, it was funny, and so he was,
I was so scared the first time I met him because when I first got on Nitro, he was a Nitro TM, and Josh hit me up, and he was like, "Yo, you should roll by Tonino's house. He's gonna give you a board."
Ooh, that's scary.
And I was like, "Oh my god, who is this?" He rolls out full on motorcycle kid.
Mm-hmm.
I'm young 15-year-old. Oh my god, this guy. I probably didn't say anything to him, and now he's the nicest human in the world. But.
Oh, he is. He's the greatest. I quoted him the other day, and it was something like that. It was like, who would ever thought that it was about the diggers. Up at Hood,
Mm-hmm.
It's like, because they have the reputation of just being the biggest wieners, right?
Yeah,
just so hardcore, and I'm like, and that's all spawned from Tonino.
Totally.
I'm like, this whole attitude and
the all black dude mentality.
I was like, that all comes, the meanest vibe comes from the nicest dude you'll ever meet.
Yeah. What is that?
That's kind of rad.
That's awesome that they're keeping it going.
Yeah.
The scary diggers.
Oh, they hang
I think I was the nicest digger that ever existed.
Yeah, you don't seem like you'd fit the mold.
I had one moment where I had tackled the skier that posted park. It was actually really fun. It was one morning I was raking the lap park. It's so repetitive up there.
Yeah.
That as soon as something like that happened, you're like, oh hell yes, guys.
You're ready.
So I threw my board on, bombed it straight down to the Palmer. Saw the kid. They thought they got away. They cruised through in the morning. I was raking the lip and aired off it.
Yeah.
And then I came down. They thought they were laughing with their friend. I literally rode up. I'm I'm not a fighter. I'm a runner, I'm one of those people. But I was so pissed this day. I roll up to him. I just tackled him on the ground and I shoved snow in his face. I've never done this.
No way. And then did you just split?
And then I was like, don't ever do that again. And then I just got back on the lift and I was on the lift. I was like, yes. It was the best day of the summer.
Respect.
And I've even been in a situation with C-Mac, who's the head digger. I think he just retired now, but he was just I remember he got super pissed at some random dude for coming in, and then they left, and I was kind of nervous. When someone freaks out, you're give them their space.
Yeah.
And he was that was fun. I was kind of bored, felt needed to yell at someone. I was okay, I see how it is.
I'm back in the tackle though, dude. That's tight.
Yeah, well, this dude deserved the tackle.
I'm sure he did. If you're tackling.
Oh yeah, savage. But then you guys are shredding Brighton and then jibbing, I guess, in the backyard just from skate videos.
Yeah, and then at that point we had started, after the skateboard, and we got real ones. Then we started to tune into the videos and everything like that. And so,
what was the first video that inspired you when you were little?
Probably the Hard, the Hungry, and the Homeless.
Okay.
I mean, there were videos before that I saw, but that was the one that was
They had jibs and the hood pipe. And
they were jibbing everything, and that was Midwest kids, and so it was, that's where we were getting introduced to, Nate Cole and Dale Rayberg and all those Wisconsin kids that we were just, they were doing it. Those dudes were riding street, and they were ripping skate style, so we just hooked in, and totally. Then Slasnik, he was kind of where we got to that video, because first time I saw that dude, it was I'm that dude.
Yeah, I want to be like that guy.
I want it to feel like watching that dude, because it was
cranking frontside
dude, cranking, the best style, and and it seemed like he just didn't, his bag of tricks was just whatever he wanted to do.
Totally.
It wasn't like this.
He rides everything.
Oh, that's Noah. It was that's Noah because, not because of trick, just style,
For sure.
So that was my huge influence for me, and then Hard, the Hungry, and the Homeless became...
You guys are jibbing on hard 2x4 boards, so
yeah,
stiff.
So stiff, and we're drilling holes. This is a few years ago.
I got a rumor that you guys used to knife your top sheets.
Yeah, well, we'd skill saw them.
The top, so it'd add flex.
Yeah, so we'd have we'd find the sections, and then you would...
this is by your bindings?
Yeah, just outside of the bindings, pretty much. Wherever the stiffest part felt like it was, but the idea was to get a press, so
sawing.
It was always
the
nose.
board.
Yeah, so we'd take a skill saw and you just set the depth to like a little deeper than the top sheet, and then we'd just run, you know, like a pack of lines like that wide just to get the flex. And then we had like, you know, I drilled through a few. I don't know if anyone else drilled all the way
like
through.
Foley holes.
Yeah, just holes.
No,
just to get
straight holes.
Yeah, because it's like, dude, it's not like the lines weren't getting softer, and then it was just
and
trying,
like the
trying
capped
to get
edges
it soft.
too. I feel like were
Capped
pretty
edges
stiff.
were stiff. I mean,
kind
that's
of miss
like
capped edges maybe.
I miss the look of them.
Yeah,
I thought they looked
looked
pretty
sweet.
tight. Yeah,
That's like not. I remember that was like kind of like those boards came out with not capped edges, and you're like, whoa, and then all of a sudden there's just no more capped edges.
They suck to fix. And,
Yeah.
But man, those things held an edge like.
Definitely, and
dude,
they pop like so
they
good.
pop. Yeah, they were. I liked
like
them.
Stiff. And
Yeah.
Maybe we'll convince old Tommy to
Yeah,
make
they'll
some
bring it
capped
back.
edges.
We can bring back the cat.
And then like the first video. So you're riding Brighton, jibbing. You start filming for a video, or do you like snowboard for someone first?
I kind of rode for. I rode for Yama. Was like this
Yama,
tiny little
never
rent.
even heard of that.
Yeah, I mean it probably lasted 3 months before I got on and 3 months after
Is
I
it Salt
was
Lake
off.
brand?
I don't remember. Maybe Idaho.
Okay.
Maybe an Idaho brand, and then I was riding for this binding company that my friend started. He was just making them baseless bindings,
Okay.
and they were sick. I'd probably still
Just
ride
like
them.
on the board.
Yeah, they were like a
So just the
just
frame
like
of the
angle
binding.
aluminum.
Okay.
And then you'd have the whole set, and then the heel cup and the high back was all one molded piece of
And you would
plastic.
stand on your board.
And you're just right on the deck.
No way.
Yeah, it was sick. Like the best feel.
Imagine if you put like crab grab in there.
Yeah,
That
you
would be
could crab
nice.
grab it now, and then that would be tight.
Wow.
Cant it, get the extra.
Yeah. Get super custom.
So Yama was like first, and then I was on, and then it went to Rev, which
And what snowboard shop were you going to at this time? Milo?
I just switched to Milo.
Okay.
So I was kind of salty guy, and then we went
Yeah.
Milo.
Nice.
And that was sort of
Did Dimitri still own it at this point, or did he get rid of it?
He's gone.
Okay.
Cal owns it now. This is
Yeah.
like 2 years after Cal.
Okay. This is
Or
like,
maybe even a year.
like right when he started.
Right when he started. Yeah.
Nice.
And like some of those other guys still work, like the windsurfers and stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
They were all still.
I know there's a couple
Working there and-
windsurf masks in the back
Yeah.
that say Milo Sport on them.
Totally.
Trippy.
Dude, we used to go in that shop and it'd be like windsurfs all over the walls, and
Yeah.
it was just so strange, you know?
Dude,
Canoes
people
and
still
kayaks.
call when I was working there.
I'll
They
bet.
still call and be like, "You guys got any kayaks, wetsuits?" I'm like, "No, we don't have any of that."
Been about 20
They're like,
years.
"Really? That's where I got my last one." I was like, "Dude, you've
That's
been
how
out of
long
it
it lasts,
for a
I
minute."
guess, yeah.
So then so at Milo, that's like Cal helped you guys
Mhm.
like link up with some people.
And then, yeah, and so now, and then Rev started. I got JP on Revelation, and then we also did Mitch Nelson and Tim Osler.
Okay.
That was kind of like the Salt Lake.
Yeah, yeah. Oh,
That was sort of our first real, all of ours first real sponsor, and they started doing some movies. So we started filming with them, but they were they were trying to use MDP and MacDog and stuff, and so we sort of started making those connections, and then Forum started, and Peter and Dogger hit up JP
Okay.
this is actually, so Whitey called us.
Okay.
Kingpin Chronicles, or Kingpin Productions. So he hit us up, and he's like, I want to film. And we're like, all right. And that was sort of our
You're like,
first thing. We're like, okay,
so
this
down.
is it.
I've
Like,
been
we're
watching
down.
Hard and the Hungry and the Homeless.
So we hop on, or we
I'm
were supposed to
ready.
meet him. He's like an hour late to the resort, and it's a nuking day.
Mhm.
So me and JP are just like, we don't know the film process yet. So we're
Yeah.
like, dude, we're
trying to get up there.
We're just dying,
Yeah.
right? Like sitting here waiting for an hour, and snow's just falling. Everyone's coming down, just like, just loving it.
Mad Pal disease.
So he finally shows up. We get on the lift, and we end up being about 10 chairs ahead of him up Crest at Brighton. And then we're riding up, and we're just like, dude, we're over this. So we jump off the lift and ditch
Where?
him
Where'd you jump off?
above Hollywood Cliffs.
Like that little spot, just a flat.
Yeah, like, you know how it kind of, well, just
Like that one
Yeah.
mound that's like it's right before it gets steep and you get like the cat track.
Yeah,
Like
so there's the cat track right at the top, and then it's down down
and
in
it
those
just
little flats.
like no one rides that, so it's just deep.
Right, so
you
it's
just
just deep.
You just jump.
So we
off.
just jump and then dip into the trees right there.
You couldn't wait like what? That's like 200 feet to the top of the.
Yeah, well we just we're like we wanted to go ride.
Oh yeah, totally.
We like couldn't wait anymore, and we just
yeah.
had enough. And Mikey saw us jump, and he's like, "What are you guys doing?" We're like, "We're out, we're riding." And he's like, "You can't do this to me."
Oh no.
And so we just ran from Whitey all day and just rode POW. Fully like such a harsh move, but then we ended up
awesome
and he ended up saying come back, and that was our first parts. We shared a part in Kingpin Chronicles.
You and JP.
Me and JP.
The Runaways.
And he had a sick part, and then that's where Dogger, Peter, and Forum called him up.
So they called JP, and then he like got you on?
Well, yeah, he got me on, but that was maybe not even, that was close to a year later, probably, the next season. So they came out, and me and JP went out and filmed.
And this is like, Rev, are we talking like money, or is it just boards and gear?
No, Rev was like, I was getting $400 a month. Okay. So that was like first money. Yeah. It was tight.
Yeah.
And we just thought, we're like,
this is insane.
Insane, dude. We're going like grocery store, like $100 grocery bill. We're like, just, you know, what else should we buy?
Full of Snickers, mac and cheese.
Yeah, just so hyped, right? And then, where was I going with that? Yeah, that's it, basically. And then, JP,
cold call.
Yeah, the cold call. So we were tripping on that.
Yeah.
But we didn't jump the lift on that one. We're like, let's do this right, and let's get in with Dogger, you know. So we started filming.
This is
them.
Resistance? This is before.
This is
True Love, right?
Simple Pleasures.
Oh my god. See, I'm like the young guy. I don't know any of these videos. All these guys doesn't know anything.
Yeah, so they swooped JP right up. I was hurt. So I got like 2 or 3 shoots. So I got introduced to him, but then my back was done, so I sat out the rest of the year.
Okay.
And JP shot that Simple Pleasures part in half a season. Wow. Which was sick.
Yeah.
If I remember, he opened it up. Yeah. He opened up that movie, which was huge. Like, definitely. Dude out of nowhere to open up Simple Pleasures.
$400 candy bars. Yeah. Star.
just full make right there. So that was it. That was our in, and then
the Forum 8 was you. And then Forum JP, Bozung.
No.
Bozung's later.
Yeah,
right?
he's
so
later.
Yoni, Malmy.
Yeah, so me, JP, Yoni, Vile, BJ, Duffasy, Devin, and Peter.
Okay. I've heard that. I got crazy Forum 8 rumors that I need to get straightened out.
They're probably not rumors.
Dude, did you guys... I heard that they're like, weren't allowed to fly separately.
Yeah, that was...
Or like you couldn't fly together. You guys had to be on separate planes because they didn't want the whole team to die.
Yeah.
If the plane crashed.
That never really came to the riders though. That was sort of like a senior management discussion.
Did you not notice you'd be like both going to the same place?
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, we knew it was going on because they had mentioned it a few times, but it was always like half the team. So I would be with a few dudes. You're always kind of with a few dudes, but they would always try to, I don't want to lose the whole team at once, kind of thing.
Dude, that's so rad.
And that was raw.
Like
he just had, he had money and wrapped up in it, and he was protecting it. So.
Damn, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was kind of cool.
And this is when it went from like, you're getting $400 a month, like, I can buy a house now.
Yeah, that was like, to like money, we were just like, whoa.
This is crazy.
All right.
Yeah.
Let's, we're in. 100%.
I feel like you dudes did a pretty good job of like, I feel like some kids when they're that young, getting that much money, just like blow it all.
Blow it. Yeah, it's hard. I mean, we had fun, but we were blowing it on like, I guess I'd say we blew it on healthy stuff.
Yeah, totally.
Like, our blowing it was, we're going to Lake Powell, so let's just go buy BB guns and slingshots.
Yeah.
And so you'd spend $200 on groceries or toys you wouldn't otherwise buy, So that was kind of our splurge, but most of the time it was like kind of back into what we were doing, how we can make our snowboarding progress and what we can do to make certain things easier. And so we were always just investing into that kind of process.
It's good role models. And then this is probably like, when did you guys discover the rail gardens? Going through This is forum days, or is it
Yeah,
pre-forum?
pre-forum. I mean, we were hitting rail gardens before even Whitey.
Crazy.
Yeah, so that was...
Were you guys the first people, or did you like...
Early 90s, like 93, 94, we were probably...
That's when I was born.
Was it?
Rail gardens.
The year you were born was the first year we rode rail gardens.
I'm as old as the rail gardens. No. Did someone like show you rail gardens? You guys just find it?
I can't remember.
Cause that place
you know how I think Jason Brown was how I want to say that's how we found out about it. He had a line in Simple, no, it was before that. That's what made us keep going back, though, because he had a line of like 5 rails in the movie. Those 5 short ones.
Yeah, in the front, like right when you pull up.
No, in like the middle, right in the middle. It's kind of tucked in there.
Totally.
Some dudes have like
the gap. Sean Black did that. He was the first dude. Yeah. That the one Spenny did the crazy slackline thing. I think he like slacklined.
Oh yeah. I think that's made the kink.
Yes, yeah, that was psycho.
Yeah, Jason Brown had a line there, and that's what sort of turned the whole thing into like a film spot, like where you go.
And it's like pretty. I remember even going there. I didn't realize when I was little, and then like now that you go to other places, you're like, this place is pretty unique.
It's pretty unique.
Like where else in the world are you gonna find where you can literally just go and like strap in and session? There's always a lip on the rail. Right. You don't have to. You maybe like dust it off.
And they're good rails. Like they're such.
Insane.
Yeah, they're the perfect. They're small ones. There's just big enough that you feel like you've learned the trick. You know.
Definitely, and it's like legit, like the gap and everything.
Yeah, the gap's serious. It's big. For sure.
Someone broke it, I think.
Really?
Yeah, I thought I saw it broken. I don't know.
About time. That thing just gets slaughtered, dude.
What's the old? There's a crazy story about the knob. You guys were de-knobbing it. Or was that you?
We were de-knobbing the gap. It was all of us. It was me and JP. JP,
this is midsummer?
Dogger. No, this is in the winter.
Okay. And is it you that had to hide in the truck bed?
That was Dogger.
No way, dude. That's gotta be so scary.
Yeah, we just, when we had police scanners when we were going through that phase, so we'd try and pick up on...
You're pro, like, de-knobber at this
We're just trying.
Yeah.
I mean, we're taking shots, like, who knows if what's going to work or not, but we're out, we covering ourselves in tarps grinding, but then it's just like this glowing sun at like 3 in the morning, and so that's what that was, is we got called because we're just cutting de-knobbing that gap out, right in the
second
front.
Rail, right?
The second rail. And they were those huge, did you remember the angle iron?
Yeah, were they the triangle knobs?
Yeah.
Yeah, those are the
And they were like 3 inches long, and they just like gobbed the weld onto those things. So we're just grinding at this thing, and then we heard on the police scanner that a call in for that location. So we're like, I think they're coming after us, so let's boogie. And then just as we sort of got getting wrapped up to boogie, because we weren't parked in that lot, we were parked in the lot inside.
Smart thinking.
And then we just start running, and then we see the cops coming, and it just like turned into a,
Were they chasing
all
you?
on your own. Yeah, and then they started chasing. I mean, they were chasing us, but they didn't really know where we were at, because they didn't really see us, but they knew there were cars in the inside lot.
Yeah.
So they were kind of running the perimeters. And we had the mics or the walkie-talkies, and so Dogger's like buried in the snow, first of all. He buried himself, and he buries the generators. We had 2 portables to run
there, like on the street.
Well, we buried the generators just in the park a little bit, just in the bushes. And then he tried to bury himself, and then Seth and JP got outside the fence on like the north side where that overpass is. And so then they like
frostbite. Oh, I buried myself in the snow, middle of the night.
Well, and then it was just this scramble, and then Dogger ends up in the truck, and then the cops pull in that parking lot, and he's just like,
oh my God,
laying there, and then we're radioing him, and we're like, Dogger, are you good? And this radio's chirping with the cops in the lot, and he's just like, trying to turn it off.
Yeah.
And
they didn't look in the truck bed.
I guess not.
Hide in plain sight, right?
Well, they're just lazy, They don't want to. They really don't want to get out and chase you.
Definitely.
So they'll just drive it, and then we ended up getting out of there. We just left. I think Dogger ended up hopping out and running up to the fence where we told him to get through, and then we picked him up and went and back and got the car.
Did you just finish denobbing it later? Or?
No, we ended up doing it in the day, like right before the session, because we're just nighttime. We just kept getting rolled because it was, I mean, just loud and a big glow, and in the daylight the glow's taken out.
Yeah,
there's
and people
more
are
noise.
Like, oh, they're just there.
Yeah.
Who discovered the like orange? I feel like wearing the city kit is like genius.
Yeah, I don't know who discovered that. I mean, if I were to give that to credit someone, I'd probably give it to Andy Wright.
Yeah.
I just have a feeling he's the one that one day said it and thought of it. Yeah.
No one's gonna question you.
No, they don't either.
If you got the orange vest on.
No.
Like, oh, we doing? No, just working for the city.
Just working.
Yeah.
I just need to clean up this rail.
I'm just denobbing it. Yeah. They don't like the look of these anymore. So then you guys made like a bunch of videos for him, huh? For like that was for a while.
Yeah, we did. Well, what we do? Resistance, True Life. That was it. And then in our when it was the forum mate, basically,
and then adding more people on.
Yeah, and then that's when it started change a little bit, and then they did that second round, but that was more like the Pat Moore phase.
Yeah, totally. That was like
Welch
what I thought of forum.
That's like that.
Yeah, totally.
What else?
And this is when you went to Burton.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I'm at Burton already for what 2 years, I think, 2 seasons.
And this is you're still filming Mac Dog.
Yep.
That was even this video, dude. Biggest one ever for me.
Shakedown.
I remember I was little.
That's one of my
favorites. Brother had me because growing up, my brother's 10 years older than me. He was already into snowboard videos, and then he got me to come. He brought me to this one. I was like super little. And I remember showing up, and I had no idea what I was going for. And I showed up, and I was like, oh my god, people were like... Back then, premieres were insane.
They were insane.
I remember sitting on the stairs at Jordan Commons, I think. I think that's where they premiered it. And
Shakedown? Did we do Shakedown at Commons?
I swear it was
there. Yeah, we might
But it was like filled out, so many people, like they couldn't even fit everyone in the theater.
Right.
And I was sitting on the stairs, I'm like little, I'm already like, whoa, this is like, you're a little kid, like this is kind of crazy. And then, like I remember the names, people hadn't even snowboarded yet, and like your guys' names came on the TV, and people were like screaming. I've never heard, I feel like maybe I was younger as my first one, but I've never heard a premiere like so loud in that way. You could barely hear the music.
They used to go nuts. It was mental. It was something else. They were so fun.
I remember it's like funny because I wrote down a couple shots that like stick out in my brain. But that front 180 over the barrel, I don't know why, your whole part is like
just in the little junkyard.
But that junkyard jam, I remember that's
one of my favorite shots too.
It's so tall. I was tripping. I was like, how did he do that off like flat ground? I'm gonna get good at front 180s one day.
Thanks for picking it up.
Always. I remember I got the breakdown on Shakedown for Christmas.
Oh
and then we like watched it, and it's like kind of. I mean, when did this come out? Had to have come out in like 2000.
That was 2003, I think.
Yeah, so I was 10.
Yeah.
So
that's a little R-rated.
Yeah, so I was like, we're watching it, like, and my mom's like, what? Like, turned it on.
You're not watching this.
My mom's pretty mellow, but she was like, we're not watching. They're talking about doing mushrooms and all this shit.
Oh, this is all that Kale Stevens stuff, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it was super funny, but I wasn't allowed to watch that movie until I was a little older. And then what was the other epic Utah shot? The shirtless back nine. Give me the lowdown on that. How'd you end up shirtless on that feature?
Well, we built that thing for 2 days with Heine because he's a freak, and just like...
This is like Hippolove Valley of the Cornerstone, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you do it with the one where, you can ride through the valley? Or there's the like Hippolove
We did it where you come in and you make that hard right and then split those trees through the gully, basically.
Oh, so the upper one. This is the upper one. I've hit that one once. It's the other one's like better, but it's not as big.
Right. This one, the run-in is so dicey. Gnarly. So we spent so much time and we had it running really good. And then, we just started hitting it and did a McTwist, and it was just like so much hang time.
Yeah.
I was just chilling, and I was like, I wonder if you could do a double. Like, I was just calling it a double McTwist was what was in my head, you know. And then JP was ripping, getting switch McTwists, and I don't know, things were just firing, and then I gave that. The hike sucks.
Totally. It's so hot there too when you're hitting
it's hot. 3 or 4 tries in, you feel like you've been sessioning for
all day.
You pretty much have.
Yeah.
So it's not that it was that many tries, but I think I was 3 or 4 in, and Kearns was just like, do it with your shirt off. It's the only way you're gonna land it. And I was just like, all right. And it wasn't really a big deal.
Was it your first go, shirt off?
Yeah.
And just stomped?
Yeah, just landed. And he was just, and that's all it was, is he's just like, I want you to land it, take your shirt off, because then you will. And I was like, yeah, probably.
That's like, so I feel like iceburn central if you went down.
Oh, it would have sucked,
and dude. Sunburn. I think I've seen the worst sunburns on my friends from like sessioning that zone.
Absolutely.
It's like a gigantic mirror. I feel like it's worse than Hood.
Yeah.
Or it's just because people aren't like ready for the sunscreen yet. It's like spring.
Yeah, so you're just in the roast town.
And they're just destroyed at the end of the day.
I know, that place is a beast.
Yeah.
But that's it. That's all it was.
What movie was that?
That was that is Shakedown, I think.
I don't think.
Or is that True Life maybe?
Yeah, it's True Life. I think.
True Life.
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah, because that's the one. I think in that same video with JP on the. You guys hit the soccer
ball. It's the one JP. Yeah, soccer ball. Yeah. What movie is that?
Dude, it's all blurred.
I just saw it the other day,
I remember when I first met Seth, he like took me to a bunch of spots in Salt Lake, and he was like, "Yeah," he's like, "I think I've hit this." He's like, I can't remember what I did on it, but he's like, I definitely hit it.
I'm pretty sure this is familiar.
Yeah.
Some things are like that. Incredible. I should know that one though. I can't. It's got to be True Life.
Whatever. I just know it sticks out, so it doesn't even need to be in a part.
Cool.
And then Germ was bringing this up. He heard rumor that you guys back in the day, DVDs would sell so well, there was royalties on the DVD sales. Is this true?
There was, yeah. I mean, kind of, but that was all Dogger.
Yeah.
There was no contracts. There was no nothing.
He's Dogger just like, we're crushing it, dude. Here's some dough.
Yeah, and if you were on the list, and then he sort of had a thing built out that was based off of your time.
Yeah. And
so if he was crushing it on sales, then he would just go to the roster and be like, that dude had a minute, that dude had 10 seconds, that dude had...
That's really rad.
So I don't know if I think it was paid by the shot for up to a couple shots, and then it was paid by...
The minute.
That's and like, so I think insane. Mine wasn't even a huge part. The 1 year, I got paid 2 years, and 1 year was $10,000.
The royalty on the DVD?
Yeah.
Dude, I feel like...
One was 10 and one I think was like 2. So that you saw like in 1 year it was insane. Like such a dip.
Yeah, because I feel like now you couldn't even sell like $10,000 worth of iTunes purchases.
No way. It's
so
not.
Weird.
I mean, he used to move... I think our Shakedown year was almost 100,000 units.
That's crazy.
Which is pretty
Full
sick.
Pop,
now you're like, if you crush it, 5,000, you know, of DVDs or so, you're like, yeah.
And these things get like loop back in the day, too.
Yeah,
like, those things are burned. Those are burned.
Yeah, that was cool. Dogger was always way cool.
Yeah, that's really rad that he did something like that.
That was all on his own and his. I mean, that's his money, really.
Totally.
He could have just pocketed it and been.
Yeah, but that's like. I guess he realizes that's like what makes the movie. Too.
Yeah, he believed in the dudes and he believed in.
I feel like that gives you a whole better, like, you guys are more psyched to, like, film for his movie, too, the next year.
I mean, dude, that first time I got a check from the filmmaker, I was just like, you kidding me? Dude. What do you need?
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah,
all
anything
forever.
You want.
So the last one was Double Decade, huh? And then it was
Double Decade, yeah.
Dunzo. I was pretty sad when I was little, I'm not gonna lie.
I was sad, too. I still am sad. It still makes me sad.
Yeah. It's pretty cool, though. I feel like once something dies, even like for them, it's like, it makes it even that much more special.
Yeah, it builds its legacy and sort of
even though you want it to still be there.
Yeah.
But, and then rolling into like, did Mac Dog film the Nixon Jib Fest videos too?
Mm-hmm.
So who started that whole thing? Who's brainchild?
Who's the brain? I might have to give that. Yeah, I'd say everyone, but if there was one, I'd maybe say Downing.
Really?
I think so.
Epic.
Just because he was probably he always pops ideas off, you know.
He's one of those guys.
Yeah, he just kind of always has one, and he might have even been saying it, not even with the intent to have it happen.
Totally. And then it sparks.
But he probably said it to Chad at Nixon, and Chad was like, "This is on."
Yeah.
And then we all got together, and it sort of created.
Did you guys all get to draw something up?
Yeah, I mean all of them that we did was just our designs, 100%,
so
and it was just working with Gunny, of course.
Yeah.
But you know, it's here's what we want, here's what we need, here's the room you have to kind of do your SPT. Surprise stuff, because they always like to just come up with something.
Who designed the circle rail?
That was me.
That was Who did?
I didn't design it. I think I was just like, we need to do a circle.
Did anyone get it or get close?
Chico, Brian Thiem.
Super close.
Yeah, he was like maybe a foot off.
No way.
The first year.
They need to bring that thing back.
We brought it back on the rebirth of the Jib Fest, and no one even came close. It was like they were even
maybe
further
they need to get
away.
some stiff boards, drill a couple holes in the bottom.
Yeah, we have a few theories of how it would work, but that's a gnarly one. It's like it's a lot of speed into like.
And you don't want to make it too big.
Yeah, too big's too fast, too small's like
too tight.
Too tight. Yeah.
It's like that bad. You see Basti Rittig, the Nitro Euro.
What do you do?
He the 50 on the super long.
Oh yeah.
He made that like I don't know if Canoe made it, but Nitro made the super long rail,
that
the world record rail.
It looked like he was hauling.
Dude, so I was there one year in Europe, and they were trying to set it up. No one had made it yet. But like Dom went up in the cat and he's like, it's too flat here. I was like, dude, set it up. I want to try this thing.
Yeah.
And he's like, dude, trust me, you won't make it. He's like, it's not steep enough. I was like, dude, this is like insane. Like that's not steep enough for the rail. He's like, no. And then I saw the clip where he made it, and it's like, so dude, he's hauling at the end.
He's hauling.
I guess he melted little like grooves in his base.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, from like he was going so fast on the rail.
Oh, from the rail.
Yeah,
that's where it melted.
like melted his base.
No way.
Yeah, pretty trippy.
That's sick.
We should bring that back.
Melt
Maybe
into
make
your
like
lock-in.
a quadruple rainbow rail or something.
Yeah. Might as well light it on fire.
Yeah, we'll do it. Everything's better lit on fire.
Always.
And then what? So after MacDog it was like Videograss. Or Burton for a while.
Yeah, after MacDog was kind of Burton projects.
Yeah.
Yeah,
bringing
so
a little Hale into the realm.
Getting Hale up and meeting him on trips, and then we were into. Well, Burton supported MacDog for a bit, I guess. Yeah, till decades, and then we did Burton Presents stuff, and then just different. Yeah,
random.
Big, the B. What else did we do? I don't know.
Yeah, that was like AK. I remember you have AK footy in that, huh?
The B?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit.
I always watched that Nico.
That was kind of a sleeper part. That video, not a lot of people saw, I don't think. It was a
love
good one,
that.
though.
Dude, that section's like, was it UC, and Nico? Or is it UC?
Oh, the AK section. Yeah. That might have been...
like Nico's part after.
That might have been Follow Me Around. Or was that
I swear it was the B.
Might have been.
It's like insane.
It
looks like the best trip ever.
That was a fun trip.
So
it was sparse, though.
Yeah.
We sat for... That was like 3 days of riding in like 2.5
Smoking
weeks.
Mirrors.
Yeah.
Always.
Totally.
The whole snowboard industry.
But anytime Nico's on snow, it looks good, you know?
Yeah, seriously. The recent story I've been hearing through the grapevine, you were in Whistler and some bum stole all your stuff.
Yeah, dude. We're at the Best Western is what it is now, I think. Or no, I don't know what it's called. Just the cheap hotel in Squamish, so don't stay there. It sucks.
Yeah, you get your shit stolen.
Yeah, you get it stolen. So we come home from filming one day. I walk in and my computer, I had it sitting on the desk, and just walk in, instantly knew something was wrong and off. It just felt off.
Yeah.
You know? And I just looked straight in. My computer's gone, so I'm just heart starts pumping and panic.
Oh God.
So I just go
and find my computer thing.
I didn't have it turned on.
Okay.
So no, I tried.
I'm that guy too. I turned it off to save the battery.
Yeah. And just to not be like, my conspiracy stuff kicks in on that too. Like I don't always want to be watched, so I'm like selective about when that's on and off.
Totally.
And then so it was gone. I go to the front desk, and they're just really no help. I wait for the police to come.
They don't have cameras in the hall?
They had cameras, and so I'm asking them the front desk what happened.
Yeah.
And they're really no help except that I'm just prying. Because I'm like, you guys got to figure out why someone was in my room.
Totally.
So it turns out that this bum from Squamish, just a local dude, everyone knows him.
Really?
He's swimming naked in the pool at the hotel. So some, hotel guests walk up to the front and they're like, yo, my kids are trying to swim and this dude's out there naked and pretty sure he's just wasted and can you do something about it? So the guy goes and tells the dude to leave. He tells this dude to leave.
Yeah, the hotel guy.
Yeah, he sees him. He sees naked guy in the pool, sees his face, and he's like, you need to leave. So the guy leaves.
Butt naked, grabs your laptop.
Well, no, so he grabs his stuff and leaves. Comes back to the front desk, the same dude, 15 minutes later, and he's like, I left my key up in the room. And he glances over and just pulls a number off of the files that are sitting there.
Yeah.
And my name is sticking up, so he just says my room number that he can see.
No way, just like the worst luck of all time.
Yeah. Just
so they
pulls
give
up
this guy a
and
key.
so they make him a key, dude.
No way.
And he walks up there, plugs it in, grabs Jake's duffel that had like some fly reel stuff in it, shoves in my computer, some shoes, like steals our candy and our snacks for the day, and then splits.
This is like while you guys are shredding?
This is while we're shredding. So the cops come at like 1 a.m. It's like 4 hours before they get there for the report. We've already combed the whole neighborhood and Squamish,
knowing
like
Whistler,
nothing.
it's probably going to be like epic day the next
day.
And
sure enough, it was like we'd been sitting in rain. Next day it's sunny.
And you're looking for your...
And I'm like, you know what? I'm not waiting for these cops.
Yeah.
And Meyer's like, we got to go do this.
Yeah.
And I was like, all right, let's go. So we both stay down. Meyer's stoked because he's scared to death of sledding out there. So even though it's a good day, he's like,
he's
cool,
like,
let's go do something, bum wars again, So we go to the skate shop, start investigating basically, and we get tipped to go to the breakfast joint where they serve all the homeless.
Yeah.
And he's like, it's coming up soon, so I just go post up. So I just go post up, me and Meyer in the truck. We rented a truck.
How do you know what this guy looks like?
We don't.
Okay.
I mean, we kind of do. There's like this rough description of a maybe, And so we go, we're just waiting. And then I see one dude, he's just sort of pacing, and I'm like, he kind of looks like he belongs there.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, man, can you help me? Like, do you work here? And he's all, no, but what's up? And he was all eager to help, nice guy. And I'm like, I got a bunch of stuff stolen by this dude. And I think we figured out his name. Or no, we didn't. This guy told us his name. And he's like, he goes like this, is this yours? And it's my Nixon watch.
No way.
And Meyer's like about ready to just drop this dude.
Yeah.
But I can feel that, like, I just feel like it's not
like,
him.
Just got this
and I'm like, yeah, that's mine. What's going on? So we're both out of the car all fast now. So the guy's like a little shook. He's like, oh, what was our guy's name? We'll just call him Mike. I can't remember his name, but he's like, oh, this is Mike. What are you gonna do to him? And I'm like, I'm gonna kill him. He's got my computer, my hard drive, like that had my footage from the year on it, like just family photos, so much stuff.
Like precious things.
Like just throw up type of stuff.
Totally.
Like I'm trying not to puke because it makes me sick. And so anyway, we're back and forth with this guy, and he's like, he should be coming here. And so sure enough, the dude's walking up kind of down this little alley. And me and Meyer walk up, and we're just like hands on now. We're just like, dude, give us our shit.
Yeah. And
we're just kind of shaking the dude down. He's like, nothing, I don't got anything. I don't know what you're talking about. And his buddy's like, dude, you got to give it to him. Just give him his stuff. And
oh, man.
He's denying it. And we're just doing, I'm like, this isn't working. I was like, look, you have 10 seconds to tell me where it is, or you're in the back of the truck and I'm taking you to the cops. And he's just kind of sitting there and nothing's really being said, and I'm all, you got 5 seconds. And a couple seconds go by, still nothing said, and then his buddy jumps in and he's like, Mike, just show him, man, you gotta show him. You just gotta tell him where it is, dude. And then I'm like, hey, that's it. And he's like, all right, I'll take you to it. So we throw him in the back of the car, he takes us to his brother's house. and who's just on the same program. They're just meth heads. We walk into the basement of this sketchy
You're in
house.
This meth head house.
we just walk in, and my thoughts, like, we're in Canada, they probably don't have guns.
Yeah.
So I like kind of had that false sense of security, you know. So we just barge in like the basement, and there's this wood burning stove in there. It's like 120 degrees in there, and the dude is sitting there putting my shoes on his like nasty feet, dude.
Oh, no socks?
Yeah, and I just walk up and I pull him up out of the chair. I'm like, give me my stuff. I don't know what you're talking about. Same thing, you know. I'm like, dude, you're putting on my shoes.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can have your shoes. I'm like, I don't want my shoes.
Yeah, like, give me my computer and hard drive.
And so he does the same thing for a minute, and I was like, you know, I got him close to the wood burning stove, and I'm like, look, you have 5 minutes. If that stuff's not here, I'm kicking this over and burning your house down.
Dude, respect.
And he's like, all right, I'll go get it. And I'm like, you have 5 minutes. And we just stayed at the house with the brother, the original dude.
Who's putting your shoes on?
No.
Oh, with the dude that stole it.
The dude that's originally stole it. So he's stealing it, giving it to his brother. His brother sells it off for their drugs or whatever. So the dude takes off in a car, and I'm just like, well, there it goes. We're just at this dude's house now. And he comes back in 3 minutes with all my stuff.
Damn.
Most of it. I mean, all I wanted was the computer.
Yeah,
I was like, let's
keep
take it and go. Dude. Keep everything. Just
whatever you touch, just...
It was crazy. So that was it. And then the cops called me like 2 hours later, and they're like, yeah, I hear we need to look into this. And I was like, yeah, it's good. You can erase the file. Like, we're good. And he's like, well, what happened? And I'm all, it's solved.
Nice.
And he's like, well, can I ask you how? And I was like, it just came my way.
For you, man. We gotta reward these guys for doing some good.
Yeah.
Oh man, that's a crazy story. Then
that was a wild
so
one.
no shredding that day.
No shredding.
Someone
that
hopefully
day.
did some shots that day.
Yeah, I don't think I rode anymore.
You're like, over at that point.
Oh no, I did. We had 2 more days that were good actually.
Switched hotels.
Switched hotels. Yeah.
Get out of there.
Got nothing from the hotel ever. Not a discount. Not.
Dude, from the Best Western.
Nothing.
That is so lame. That is like the most.
And they knew they had it on me
because a key to someone.
I know.
That's like bad news bears.
Yeah, it was bad news bears. So go.
And then another topic was motorcycles. I mean, I'm not a big motorcycle guy, but you guys did a bunch of trips, right? Snowboard trips. Yeah,
we were just kind of, you know, I'd gotten into them, and then, you know, I was just kind of taking that Heath Kirchart lead, you know. He was all into choppers and just
I just watched this epically later.
Did you?
Night. It's insane.
It's on my list.
Oh my god, it's the best one I've
seen. I've seen the teaser. It looks so good.
It's so good. The story of him almost dying in the ocean. They made their own boat.
Don't tell me. I gotta hear it. Dude. I gotta see it.
And the slams are so rough. Dude.
Dude's a boss.
Oh
he can slam better than anyone. So good.
Anyways.
But yeah, it was just sort of, you know, a bit of taking that lead and at the same time just trying to mix up what we were doing, you know. So started planning these trips. They ended up being called Steezy Riders. I did 2 years, and I produced a movie out of the first year, and it's called The Morning Out of Austin.
Oh, I have seen that, I think.
So, you know, I worked with Gunny again, the resources that I did have, and then tried new and opening relationships up with Harley, and we did there too, and had some support, and at the time got like 5 of the guys' bikes for half off.
Damn.
So like Bittner and Seth and a few others, Tonino, they all got bikes for half off of showroom floor, which was tight, you know. And so that was just something fun to do, you know. Totally. And then I've been into them ever since. Just.
Yeah, how many you got?
I just got really my one right now. I have one that's in parts, just a basket.
Just working on it.
Yeah, and then I have one my dad gave me, but I don't really. I'm gonna sell it and then give him the money. Totally. He just doesn't want it.
Yeah, yeah.
And then as long as I keep it, it's mine. He says, but if I sell it, it's his.
It's a good deal.
Fair enough. Yeah.
Any diggers on the trip? Like people going down? Or safe?
No.
You guys made it safe?
It was all pretty safe. Cooley dumped it once, but it was standstill style, and like it was his first trip ever.
Yeah.
So he was just tripping.
And
you know, riding by semis at like 90 and
dumping it's like dumping it to the side.
Yeah, he just like he pulled up, I think, to the gas station is where it was, and yeah, his legs were just still in the mode of riding, and he just basically fell over.
Jeff Richards, burn your knee on the
Yeah,
exhaust.
same thing. Yeah. So there was a couple little tip over type of things, but
not letting. Who's like the Bolts Action?
Bolts Actions originally was me, Jake Hobbs, Seth Hewitt, and Steven Stone.
Okay.
And we all started Bolts just based off of what we were seeing in moto, felt real regurgitated, because that's when blogs were kind of popping.
Okay.
And so you'd see like this, some dude had put up a new chopper, and it was just the chopper sitting there.
Yeah,
you know, like looks cool and everything, but it was just it was just a bike sitting there, and then all the blogs would jump on it like so and so built their new bike, and you'd just see this like this same post of this one bike just sitting there.
Yeah, no one even.
Yeah, flooding all these bikes, and it's like we just kept seeing that, and we're like, let's ride and document riding. Let's ride bikes and approach it like snowboarding and skating, you know. So we just started filming.
I've seen
all of our
photos
trips.
of you guys like standing on the bike.
Yeah, and
that seems
we
so
started
sketchy.
surfing them and just trying to like kind of jib around, you know. And
on your bike.
On the bikes.
You gone down on the bike?
A little bit, but when I've gone down, it's because I've just been messing around,
yeah,
you know, doing burnouts.
You were ready to like go down.
Yeah, it was like my own fault type of thing, you know.
I tried a motorcycle once, a little pit bike.
Yeah.
Floored it.
Pit bikes are fun.
Popped it. I'm like anything with a machine engine
not working
not
for
me.
you.
I tried to go into second gear. It was like this tiny little pit bike, flew, wheelie, hit a tree, and I couldn't end my neighbor. It's like a block away from my house.
That's so classic.
And I had to like walk the bike backwards because I couldn't start it to like put it in the neutral and walk it forward. It was like the walk of shame.
Oh man, and they're so clumsy feeling
so
at that
heavy
point. Yeah, they're
too.
heavy and weird and hard to push.
Burly. They're cool though.
Yeah, they're fun.
They get the ladies.
Well, I already had my lady, so it kept her.
Yeah,
though.
it kept her.
We'll say it kept her.
And then now recently you're on Nitro. So rad.
Yeah, I'm stoked.
How did that all come together?
It just sort of did, you know. I mean, I pestered Canute for a while, you know. He's got a big team and he's got, you know, tight budgets to work in, and so but he never told me no, really.
Well, yeah, like why would he?
Yeah, he just sort of like can't.
He
but
Canute's the
not the
man.
no, you know. And Andy never says no anyway.
Yeah.
I learned further down the line, but
Jim Carrey, yes.
I just pestered him and I just said, "Look, dude, you got me, and
Yeah.
it's almost for free, let's do this."
Yeah, dude, I remember I was tripping.
And he was in. He was like, "Yeah, let's do it." And I was stoked because to me it was, you know, I don't want to be just bouncing brands, you know.
Totally.
And like at this point and where my career was, I didn't even want to change brands because it's just,
you're like, is this exhausting?
What's the point?
You're like moving for the sixth time.
Exactly.
Like, oh, can I just leave my bed there?
And Nitro just felt like I could be there and maintain position because because of their heritage, because of their history with snowboarding, and you know they're already. I'm not taken away from what they're putting out because they have their dudes. You know, they have their dudes they're putting the money into, that they're marketing, that they're sending everywhere because they're winning or filming the best parts, and they already have that. It's firing, you know.
Totally.
And so to come in and not feel like I'm.
And it's a family vibe.
Yeah,
you know?
it's a family vibe.
Like when you go to Europe, it's like it's seeing your fam again. It's like family reunion.
They're cool dudes.
You were supposed to come this year.
Yeah, it was the legs.
Yeah, the legs.
Yeah.
You should have came anyways.
I know. I almost did come anyways, but
we were in the house most of the time. It was like savage weather.
Of course.
But dude, I was tripping. I remember. So the day I took you and UC splitboarding, I remember opening your car. You're like, "Oh, toss your board in the back," and I think you were just getting on Nitro at the time.
Yeah.
Or it was like around then. I knew you were riding the boards, but I didn't know for sure. And I like threw the board in. I saw your board like set up, but you were on Sam's board. Like you.
Oh yeah.
Like you were riding Sam's board, and I was tripping.
You were on the graphic.
Because it was kind of crazy. Like me and Sam, like all you Salt Lake guys were like our heroes growing up, and I was like, whoa, dude, he's like riding my best friend's board,
thanks,
dude. It was such a trip. I texted Sam. I should take a photo.
Sick. That's awesome.
I was stoked on that. But yeah, it's gonna be epic. We gotta convince Canoe to go somewhere cool.
Yeah, we will. I'm stoked to get into this year with it and get healthy again and just put in a good nitro year.
Definitely
looking forward to it. So
it'll be rad. All right, so on the show we got rad or whack section.
Okay.
So you can either just fire with a word or whatever comes to your mind. So yoga is the first topic.
I would say whack, but I don't really think it's
I
whack.
love it, dude. Toss whack.
It's just not. It's like, to me, it seems so whack. But my sister's like a yogi.
Yeah.
She's like, that's
like my
life,
family, dude. Yogi hard.
So I don't hate on it because I've mad respect, but I always try and I'm just like, this is whack.
We don't see you in there with all the old ladies.
You don't
I went
see
to a
me.
class the other day. I was like the only dude in there. I was like looking around like, well, yeah, just me. Okay.
Yeah, I've never. Yeah, we'll run on whack.
Yeah, I love it, dude. Honesty. Clicking bindings.
Almost the same thing.
That's me as well on that one.
I think
They're
I'm gonna
bringing them back now.
I know they're bringing it, and that's the thing is like that whole thing with I helped with bringing that to life with Doyle at Burton. Like I was on the very front of that before I left Burton.
Yeah, they were talking about doing it.
Yeah, and we had actually started seeing some stuff be built up, and I was behind the closed doors a couple times, and so I feel like it's rad because of that.
Yeah. That you helped design it, but now
just because I know how well he did do this.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely the best one I've seen.
Yeah, he pulled it off, and so for me to say it's whack, I feel like I'm disrespecting Doyle, which I can't do, I
just see those. You see the guys on the hill with the clicking.
But it's kind of whack.
Ditch the clicking.
Yeah, I think it's whack.
Or people coming into Milo with like the oldest boots and like they're missing a little screw. I'm like, dude, I can't help you here. Dude.
Sorry, dude.
Actually, one time
eBay.
we had an old Vans boot on the wall as like we found it in the back. Just one. We had one. It was like this old Vans boot, and it was a click-in boot. It happened to be like the exact part this dude needed.
No
It was
way.
like one of those, because I would always people come in and they'd be like, do you have this part? And I'd be the guy like, dude, I don't think so, but I'll like go check.
Yeah.
And then you'll have like Trevor who's like, dude, I'm going to find that part for you, He's like his better employee.
Just hunt it down.
And I remember the dude was walking through the shop and he's like, those are like the boots. And I was like, oh my god, dude, you can have that part for sure.
Yeah.
They're not getting ridden at all. It was pretty crazy.
That's sick.
But ditch the click-ins.
Yeah, I would like him to. I love the idea of it.
It is.
I really
cool,
do.
Just pop them in.
Yeah, and if you could implement them into street somehow, where there was like, but it's just really not working.
No. The click-in. Not feeling it. It looks weird.
Yeah, it does.
I can't hang. At least the new one's got the high back. No high back.
They did it right with the new one. If it's gonna stick, this one should be it.
Definitely. It's crazy because you need those boots. Like if they don't fit you,
you
got a lot of factors.
Gotta buy the whole kit. Yeah.
Then the Olympics.
It's
probably tough.
It's
because I feel like it helps our sport.
I know. It's like it's almost like I just don't really care.
Yeah.
I cared
Neutral
at one
position.
point, and I would lean more to the. I think it's whack.
Definitely.
And I think it's done so much whack for the sport, but I also think it's brought a lot of eyes to it.
Totally.
I think it brought eyes to it that in like over the last 4 or 5 years, that's what snowboarding's had to go through, like from a financial standpoint.
Definitely, probably.
I feel like it saved us.
For sure.
So hindsight's nice, because you look at it from that perspective and you go, yeah, it's tight.
And then I see kids like they're at that Olympic Sports Park in Park City. They have like the ramp with no snow to the airbag landing.
It's nuts.
What happened to like earning the trick? I don't know. I mean, I can't.
That's how you earn it. No.
I can't talk shit because I can't.
That's how you
do
earn
those
it
tricks. But it's like these people, no consequence. And it's like
no more waiting for powder day. You don't even need powder anymore.
Just toss it on the bag and then just go up bluebird ice hard
But didn't you love those, like, I mean, I still do, because I've never hit those airbag things, but, dude, a POW day was just like, finally you get to try it.
Yeah, go for it.
Yeah, it was like, today's our day.
Exactly. And the whole, like, overcoming psychologically, like, I'm going to try this trick right now. I'm going for it.
Yeah.
Like, I might not land. I might land on my head, but I've never even tried it. You know,
it's kind of an element you need, I think, in your head. I think, yeah.
I feel like you become a better person. It's like the whole learning the kickflip.
We'll go with whack.
Alright. Digging it. And then top 3 current favorite snowboarders. So your favorite current rail dude, current favorite contest dude, and POW dude.
So current
favorite rail dude, we'll start with that.
Let's go, okay, and I'm going to try to do it on, like, where things are at right now.
Yeah, like current.
Yeah, not even, like, my legend status.
No, ditch that.
So,
that's hard.
Contest-wise, I'm going to probably say Cleveland.
Yeah, I'd say that with mine, too. He's insane.
Yeah, that
Tasmanian
dude.
devil.
He's sick. And then, backcountry-wise, man, I don't know. Some of those... I never remember names, but some of these new kids are nuts. Like these Absinthe kids, like the Elias kid.
Yeah,
he's been tripping me out.
He's
and
insane.
Then, that Robble dude. Is it J Rob or
Jason Robinson?
Jason. Oh. Is that who? Is he a big mountain guy?
Yeah. AK.
But kind of new. Brother. Is that his brother?
Yeah. J-Rob.
So which one do I like? J-Rob, I think. He's filming Absinthe, right?
Yeah, J-Rob had all the psycho Absinthe parts.
That stuff was sick.
Those two brothers are like huge idols to me. J-Rob, like, alright, rest in peace. Best human I've ever met in my whole life.
Really?
But,
that's sick.
J-Rob is, like, insane, dude. I love him, too, because he rolls... I remember one time, bank slalom, he had goggles on with no lenses. Like, I don't know what he was doing, but like, dude. It's not even like he's trying to like look weird. It's just him. You know, he's just so accepting of him and his like snowboarding. You can tell. I don't know.
Well, I like seeing those dudes like kind of taking that Giggy and Nicholas approach where they're just, you know, just cracking freestyle tricks in just nasty terrain. You know,
psycho, like going hand plant into like spines.
Yeah,
you're like, what?
It's dope. So props to those kids, and then. Rail?
Yeah, rail, dude.
That's a tough one, man. There's a lot of good ones.
There's so many. I feel like rails just blew up.
It blew up.
From like, people were super into POW, cheese wedges, and then it was like rails, only rails. Now I feel like it's a mix of everything, but I feel like people got really good.
I'm really liking Sam.
I like that.
I'm liking his style, and...
He goes fast. The on and off switch.
Yeah, he's just...
On or off.
That's what it is,
dude. It's like, I think we talked about this in the last episode even. He like will get hurt, and then he'll come back, and he'll be like, dude, I'm like, oh, you're riding today. Like his knee or something. This was even before he blew his knee. Like, did something mellow, like tib-fib. And then, like, tib-fib, like, bruise or something.
Right.
And then he's like, okay, I'm going to ride today, keep it super mellow, watch you guys. And then I look over 2 runs later, he's doing cripplers on the quarter pipe.
Popping everything.
I'm like, dude, what happened to, like, chill that this doesn't exist in his brain?
I like him. I like watching him.
I'm psyched to see his footy in the Vans video.
Yeah, and that's another thing, is if I saw more of the videos this year, I think I'd be...
Easier.
I'm still kind of waiting for them, you know.
That one's not coming out till winter, I think.
Which one's he got most of his stuff? The band stuff. They're holding it off even longer.
Yeah, I think it's like January or something.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Be kind of cool though. You watch it and then you gotta like go shred, you know. That's
I like the mid-season kind of stuff.
It's like that thing you gotta watch in the morning with your breakfast before you go up to the hill.
Well, he better come with a good part. You know, and I'm spraying him down a little early.
I don't know if he's got any time to put more time into it.
No, he's not. Hopefully he's got it.
Yeah, I bet he's got it. No one's saying.
Back me
He'll
up,
probably be like, oh, dude, I got nothing. And then you're like, dude, yeah,
that's good, though. Yeah. That's good. It means you put out more.
He earns this shit, too. I've seen the kid go down.
Yeah, I like that.
And then, any future plans? Shredding? See your role in the future, present?
Well, me and JP are working on doing a project this year, so it'll be all local. We want to bring it back to Brighton, so right now it's called the Brighton Project, and so
I like it.
We're raising money for that, and then that'll also, who our roster ends up being will be based on who we bring in for sponsors and stuff, but obviously we're going to our brands, you know.
Rad.
And then Brighton's helping us out, so we're going to film, it'll be like 4 segments, so we'll do basically four web releases throughout the year, and then we'll package it into movie format at the end.
Sick.
But the 4 releases will be all with the season, so the
so
first one will be all spot stuff.
Yeah.
Second one will be all like lifts opening, kind of run style stuff.
Totally, like Crest. Like gorillas in the mist.
Just the homey stuff, and then the third release will be all the backcountry, basically.
Best time of the year.
Yeah, and then
March.
springtime stuff, and I mean the last 2 will probably be backcountry to
Totally.
spring. We'll probably merge them because we're hoping we can.
Yeah,
crush the
go up there
backcountry,
at the end of the year too.
Yeah.
Grind out some slush.
For sure.
Slush shredding.
And just hit some of the old stuff, some of the new stuff that's been.
You should add in
hit
some history.
Yeah, and then the
too.
kind of the history tie-ins, but do it real visual, so it's not just people talking, you know.
Greta's bored.
You chilling, Greta.
Who's filming it? You don't know yet.
Yeah, it's gonna be based on budget.
Nice.
So we have a few people, but.
Sweet.
We're really
Sounds
looking
so
to get
rad.
Pat. That's who we want, but you're too expensive, Pat.
Mr. Fenelon with your red camera.
Yeah. So
he crushes at hiking, dude. He came out a couple of days with me last year, and he was crushing.
That's good.
Yeah, those red bricks are heavy, dude.
Those
batteries.
He's getting some strength.
Carlino was buying me dinner in Japan to put some
carry
in my
stuff.
backpack.
You'd be the one. You're a fast hiker.
I'll try. Well, hell yeah, dude. Thanks for coming on. It was rad. Can't wait to see you all healed up. And we can take some laps.
Can't wait to be there.
I'm really
Follow
excited.
you down.
Dude, and I've been battling an injury too, so I'm
you got the
excited
shoulder.
to come back.
It'll feel good to be healthy.
Oh yeah, we'll be drinking
ripping.
tea and ripping groomers, dude. I can't wait.
This.
Old man style.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
Thanks,
You
Doggy.
gotta sign the book.
Yeah.
Sorry. Nice.